Hello, viewers. We are back again. On the last episode, under the subject, every behavior has a meaning and every behavior is a learned behavior, I left you with a question that why it looks like most African men are not satisfied with one partner. It looks like it because if we check thoroughly, you will realize that the number of, let me call it cheating or multiple partner, it happens more with males than females. Why it looks like African males, African men, they are not satisfied with one woman. Every behavior has a meaning. We are under the subject, every behavior has a meaning. And we want to understand what could be the meaning of that. Because I said to you, every behavior can be traced to a certain event, to a certain moment, to a certain lifestyle. There is always a meaning to every behavior. What could be the meaning to this? Let us investigate. And then we will find out today why most African men seems like they are not satisfied with one woman. I'm answering your question because you might be a woman. You see your husband, your boyfriend, after doing everything that you can, you still find that he's having an affair. And you ask yourself, then what is wrong? And I'm here today to help you. Even some of the men, they don't know why. So just relax and let us go together. You will understand when we conclude. In the previous episodes, I explained to you that everything that gets into your subconscious mind, which is believed by your subconscious mind, that what you become, that what you reproduce, because it is somewhere in your subconscious mind. And I explained to you that the subconscious mind, a difference between subconscious mind and a conscious mind. And I gave an example that, just take an example of a person who learns to drive for the first time. The first time the person is driving, you can tell that he don't want to focus on anything except driving. When a phone rings, he don't answer. Why? Because he's using a conscious mind or active mind. But as the person now gets used to driving, the information now moves from conscious mind to subconscious mind. That's where the person now can start answering the phone. He can drive kilos and kilos well on the phone. Why? Because the conscious mind is answering the phone. The subconscious mind is driving. So you will apply the brakes where the brakes is supposed to be applied. Why? Because the subconscious mind is driving and the conscious mind is on the phone. So if you find yourself multitasking, doing 2 or 3 tasks at the same time, it means the other task is performed by a subconscious mind and the other one is performed by a conscious mind. Because a subconscious mind, when you are using it, you are not even aware that you are using it. Just like when you walk, a child, when he start walking, uses the conscious mind. That's why you will see at sometimes the child will stumble. The child, if he's walking, if he looks back, he will fall. If he looks aside, he will fall. Why? The mind that is used to walk at that moment, it's a conscious mind. So a total focus is needed. But as the child now gets used to walk, you can walk kilos and kilos when you are doing WhatsApp. When you are in a phone, you are looking aside. Why? Because your subconscious mind is the one that is now doing the work. I don't know if you get this, because if you miss me on this, you are not going to understand why it looks like, it seems like most African men are not satisfied. Now, if we understand that correctly, we can further say, just imagine now as an African country, black in particular, countries where we were oppressed by white people. As much as we preach and we say now we're equal with white, but because when we grow up, what we saw is now on our subconscious mind. You can tell that we are not completely fully convinced that we're equal. This is the reason, if I give you a job now, you will call me Mlungu. Why? Because in your subconscious mind, you believe that a person capable of giving a job is a white person. So in your subconscious mind, it is registered. As much as you try to give a speech and say we are equal, something at the back of your mind keeps reminding you that we are not equal. Subconscious mind. This is the same thing with women. You grow up seeing every man around you taking care of their family financially. So even when you say men and women are equal, somehow there will be betrayal, because it will reach a point where you are having a husband and you say you must provide because you are the head of this family. Why? Because as much as you try to say we are equal, there is something that reminds you because of the event of the past. Because in your subconscious mind, it is conceived that a man should provide. So this is the same thing with male figures. I'm coming now. Please pay attention to this, because in understanding this, it will help you to be at ease. It will help you to be at peace, that there's nothing wrong with you. Because you might be asking yourself, but what is wrong with me that this guy can do this to me? Now, first point, you need to understand that mothers are available more than fathers. Women are more accessible. When I say mothers, I'm talking about any mother figure. It is very easy to find a mother figure than a father figure, because they are available and accessible. While father figures are not available. Even when they are available, they are not accessible. So as a male, as a boy, you grow up, you try to figure everything by yourself. You are learning by doing mistakes, because there is no father figure who warned you about some of these things. And by the time you figure out, by the time you start to understand what relationship is all about, you have already hurt a lot of people. Hearts have been broken. That's why many people believe that women grow faster than males. Why? Because women, a girl child, grow up with their mothers everywhere, aunties everywhere, who tells them something, who coaches them, who makes information needed available, but who teach the males. Now, a male who grow up in a village, in a township, wherever he may grow up, what is it that he saw his fathers doing? What is it that the fathers were taking pride of? Because our fathers were so proud about having many wives and children. They would say, a true African man, you will see him by wives and children. So they taught us that for you to be a real man, you must have many wives. Now, even if it is not, when I say they taught us, it's not like we had a class and then that was given as a lesson. But we saw them at the beer hall when they speak about women. What are they saying? So you grow up hearing that, you grow up seeing that, and it is now bypassed your conscious mind to your subconscious mind, and you believe being a man, a real man, this is what you should be. So in trying to be real men, in trying to be a true African man, this is what we find ourselves doing. I know you may not comprehend this now, but listen to me. There is no male child who does not want to be like his father. You are so proud that I'm like my father. So what is it that we saw our fathers, our grandfathers doing? So what we saw them doing, it has now been imprinted in our mind. That is why, my sister, even when you find him cheating, or what you call cheating, and you confront him and he apologized, the question is, does he really feel guilty? Or is it because that you caught him? Does a man feel guilty after cheating? Or he just apologized when you caught him? Because at the back of his mind, that is being a man. That is being a real person, a real man. So you find him now, you confront him, and he apologizes. If that is genuine apology, it means, because sorry means these things cannot happen again. Sorry means I will not do it again. But if he says sorry, is he really saying I can't do it again? Or he's saying next time I will try to hide it? Because even after saying sorry 5 minutes later, if the opportunity presents itself, he's going to grab it. He's going to do exactly what he said he's not going to do. Why? Because we have been taught. So it is a system. It is not, it's beyond individual. It is a system. Here I'm talking even respected men in a society, including pastors, bishops, many of people, male figures. That's why has been confronted with. Now, if I'm a man at my age, or even older, I find my peers and I say to them, since I was born, I only had one woman. Will my peers celebrate me, or they will even laugh at me? If I say to my peers, I've got 5 girlfriends, what are they going to say about me? Are they going to rebuke me, or they are going to celebrate me and say, wow? The truth is, if I say, since I was born, I only had one person, it's a shameful thing. They will take it as I'm not a real man. Why? Because at the back of their mind, at the back of our mind is, how can you be a man and have one? But if I say to them, I've got 6, if I tell them, you see this one, that one, and that one, those are my ex, they will celebrate me. I'm talking about when men are sitting alone, there is no woman, and you say to them, since it is me, my wife, she's the only person I have a relationship with, are you going to be celebrated? Because if we really believe it is wrong If our subconscious mind says it is wrong, we were supposed to celebrate a man who said, since it is me, I've never cheated on my partner. We should celebrate that, but we cannot. We celebrate a man who says, I've got 5 or 6. Then we say, yeah, I want to, this guy. We celebrate that. So at the back of African men, there is that encoded information that a true man should behave in this particular way. And as a result, that is why we behave the way we are doing. In trying to be real men, that's why we have done what we have been doing. We wanted to be like our fathers. We wanted to be like our grandfathers. And as a result, you got hurt in the process. But it is a system. It is not an individual problem. It is a systematical problem, just like racism. Patriarchy. If my wife finds out that I'm cheating and she decides to leave me, and I go to father figures, can be my biological father, it can be my uncle or whoever, and I say, my wife is leaving me, and they ask me why, I said, because she found me cheating. What are they going to say? Are they going to say, I've done wrong? Or they are going to say, next time when you do it, make sure she don't find out. Do it smart. Meaning they are not disapproving me doing it. They are disapproving me doing it and get caught. Our fathers will never say to us, don't do it. Including pastors. When they say, don't do it, do they really mean that? Or they are saying it just because they have to say it? Father figures today, if they know that a man was found cheating, what will they say to that young boy? Will they really rebuke him and say, don't do that again? Or they are going to tell him strategies of how to handle that? I'm talking about men to men. I'm not talking about when men see people and then they try to portray an image that they are really rebuking that behavior. When it is me now, with my uncle, with my father, and then I was caught, then I shared that story to him. What is he really going to say? That stop it? Or he's going to say, do it nicely? So if that is still on a table, the problem will continue, because at the back of our mind, if a woman comes to me now, comes to a married man, and she said, she knows this guy is married, and she said, I want to have an affair with you. If that man says no, can he be celebrated for that? By men, not by women. Can men celebrate him that, you said no to a woman? Can he really be condemned for having an affair by fellow men? If a woman comes to me and I'm a married woman and said, I want to be with you, and I said, yes, and we start to have an affair. And I tell my friend, my best friend, that I've got a wife, but I've got a concubine. What is it that my friend is going to say? Can he condemn my behavior genuinely? Or is going to approve it and say, yeah, just make sure your wife doesn't find out? Meaning, if I tell my friend and I tell my uncle, I tell my father figures, and they don't rebuke, they don't condemn that, it means something is telling them that what I'm doing is right. I was watching a TV program the other day. I saw this guy wanted to marry the second wife. Then he said to his wife, he wants approval to marry the second wife. Then the first wife was refusing. Then this man said, I don't understand why this woman, she's saying no, because her mother was a second wife. Meaning, if her mother was not married as a second wife, she was not supposed to be here. Is that not the mind of an African male? That we can have as many as we want. So, when you say don't cheat, is he not feeling like you're asking too much from him? Genuinely, I'm not talking about pretentious thing. I'm talking about genuinely at the bottom of his heart, at the back of his mind, at his subconscious mind. Does he really feel guilty? If he does that and is not caught cheating to you, does he feel guilty at all? Does he feel like I've done something wrong? Every behavior has a meaning. And I'm telling you, one of the meaning of why it looks like African men are not satisfied, because they don't see anything wrong about what they're doing. I would like to explain even more and other reasons why, but I'm out of time. I'm not out of message. My name is